Well, hello folks, we have a new project today. The rear differential in my Dodge Ram 1500 is making a lot of noise and needs to be rebuilt. The rear differential takes power from the motor and the drive shaft and transfers it to the back wheels of a two-wheel drive pickup. Without this, you're not going anywhere. So since I don't have a lift in my shop, I'm going to start in the driveway. So first I chalk the front wheels, and next I got as many tools laid out as I think I'll need. Need some hand tools, some power tools, some safety glasses, some PB blaster at the very least. And then I'm going to need a floor jack to raise the rear end up. Going to use my Milwaukee 1/2-inch impact driver today to remove the lug nuts off the wheels and probably some other bolts. Going to use some safety jack stands. We don't want this thing coming down without us knowing it. So first we'll jack up the rear end and install these safety jacks. So next we're going to start the pickup truck, put it in gear, and have a listen at the noises that I heard going down the highway and see if I can sort of predict what might be wrong inside of this transaxle. So I'm going to use an automotive stethoscope to sort of see if I can pinpoint some of the major noises. And on the passenger side wheel bearing, here's some noise there. Be something to look at when we pull it out. I suspect I've got a rear wheel bearing that's not perfect there, but that's not the major noise. The major noise is coming from under the rear end, right in the middle, and towards the front, actually, right behind the drive shaft, and what I think is probably the pinion bearings. So let's see if I'm right. I'm thinking it's going to be pinion bearings and possibly a wheel bearing. Either way, it's all got to come out, because in order to get the wheel bearing out, you have to remove the clips inside the differential. So it's all going to come apart. All these little brake lines and emergency brake cables and such have got to come off so that I can pull this entire rear axle out from under the truck. So I gather me wrenches and get started. So these are the brake lines that come from the front of the truck to the rear, and they come together in a little junction box here that looks like it's going to have to come apart. Hate to do that. I hate to break the brake lines loose, but I'm going to have to. So this is a clever little junction box or block here. It doubles as the vent for the rear end. Next, I take off the rear shocks. They've got to come off. So I do that times 2. And next we unbolted the U-bolts to hold the rear end up underneath the springs and pulled the complete axle assembly out with the floor jack. Worked out pretty slick. What do you think, Rocky? That's about as big as you are. Uh-huh. Well, here's what's left of that project. Looks like a bomb went off. Got tools strung everywhere, but it's time to pick up everything and put it away, and this is the way that truck's going to sit until I get this thing rebuilt and back in there. So next I threw a chain around the axle on both sides and lifted it with my overhead hoist up onto the stands I have made for this overhaul project. So that's what we're doing now. A little help from my son and of course Rocky. I think that's going to work out good, fellas. Pop that off, drain the oil, take the brakes calipers off, take the brakes off, pull the axles out, pull the gears out. Piece of cake. So this concludes part 1 of this series. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, or dissent. You've been watching the Junkyard Tailgate channel. Good day.